Hello everyone, this is Brian Bentley at CoinOpTV bringing you gameplay and commentary for Sword Art Online Lost Song on the PlayStation 4. Sword Art Online is an anime about high school kids getting trapped inside a video game, and this is continuing that story. Now first, I'll go into exactly what Lost Song is. I just wanted to show right off the bat that there are a lot of characters from the show that you can choose, including being able to change yourself, which the last game, Hollow Fragment, that I reviewed earlier this year on the PlayStation 4, that you were only able to be Kirito during that game, and now you can actually play as anyone and have anyone in your party. So if you wanted to play your entire party as all women, or even have Kirito as as your backup, you can do that. So, Hollow Fragment was on the Vita, then ported to the PlayStation 4. And, one of the things that I kind of had against it was the repetitive battle system. And a lot of that does continue in this, although it does feel a bit more refined, as one of the things that they do... I'm not really sure why I did that, but okay. So one of the things that they added here was the flying mechanic, which is in SAO or Sword Art Online, in the lore of the universe, they didn't have the ability to fly. Everything was about sword skills. In ALO, which is about fairies, there is a bunch of there are flying mechanics and magic. So one of the things I really like about the flying mechanics, and this does, work into the combat, is the game lets you fly and attack. And one of the things that I love the most about the flying and attacking mechanic combined is just how the way the game uses, where you are in the world. So you'll notice on the right-hand side, there's the mini-map of where I am in the world, but there's also, on the right-hand side, you'll see there's a red line with an arrow, and that's where the altitude limit is, and you'll see a white arrow below that where I am in how high I am, or how close I am to the altitude limit. So the game is actually pretty forgiving as far as, where you are altitude-wise and where your enemy is. Now, there was a bunch of flying, and for whatever reason, Leafa and Asuna decided to stop and fight things. They'll do that, and they'll catch up later. I don't really understand why, when I'm not in a fighting mode, there's no real way to tell them, hey, just ignore those things and move on. And the things don't really aggro like you would expect. The enemies don't aggro like you would expect them to. It's... I don't know. It's not really my favorite part. Anyway, this... Unlike Hollow Fragment, this has both magic and sword fighting skills. Now you can drop out of the sword fighting skills, so if you... I'm blocking right now. Yeah, that was a... I'm fighting a very weak enemy. I have no idea why I'm trying to block it. I should just be trying to kill it. Anywho, so there's weapons drawn, and then there's... Now here's actually someone you do need to block against. The lizard men actually have this long-range attack you'll see right here coming up. Oh, nope. There it is. Boom, and he flies across the screen. That's actually pretty nasty. Anyway, so if you have your weapons out, that is, melee mode versus sheathing your weapons, which then drops you into a magic. You'll notice there I had different skills. Putting on a searcher skill to help me find treasure, which I'm not really sure why. I don't really understand how it works. Anyway, so the combat is definitely... There's more to it in this particular case, compared to Hollow Fragment. But once again, it's still a lot of me hitting square, 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 triangle, 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 square, square, triangle, triangle. And it doesn't, and the animations don't necessarily flow well together, so you're kind of just, you know, there's not really cool combos you can do, like, you know, it tells you can do, you know, weak and strong combos that supposedly work together, but I haven't seen it. I don't know what they're talking about. It all looks kind of all the animations together kind of look garbagey. You'll do notice on the right or on the left where they have, you know, different, you know, messages. In yellow, it does tell you, like in this particular case, I defeated my quarry. You can get side quests, and those side quests, a lot of them are just hunting quests. So kill X number of those green things, which I can't even tell you what they're called. Quatsets or something, I don't know. Kill X number of slimes, blah, blah, blah. I'm not even sure what Asuna's doing over there. I don't know why she's not attacking anything. Whatever. So the combat is still not particularly great. I'm still sitting there wondering why, like, my animations don't blend well together at all. There's just a lot of button mashing. It's kind of uninspired. As is, you'll notice as I'm going through this dungeon, the dungeon layouts are fairly uninspired. It's a little depressing. Like, there have actually been times where all of a sudden I'll be running around and I'll be like, I'm at the boss battle. Oh, that was quick. That was real quick. Now, I have fought a few later where I have, you know, fought some... Oh! That one got me. That was pretty fun. But, you know, nothing really... I never feel threatened. Very rarely. I do appreciate that there are more... I'm not even sure. It's funny, when you're flying, if I was actually in, like, a flying mode... It totally would have let me hit that thing, but because I was jumping and there's no flying inside of dungeons, it just... It refused to be found. So... and I've already found the boss. Here we go. So I actually say come back later, because I'd rather go collect everything and then beat the boss, which is really not necessary. Even, I still had to run out of this place after I defeated the boss, so... It's not really a big deal. I could have totally beaten the boss and then gone back. It's not really a big deal. But I wanted to do the run back, and because that's what I do. And then I go fight the other totally useless mobs, which are very, again, uninspired. So there's the blue slime and the pink slime. So you saw I was fighting like those green flying creatures. There are some yellow flying creatures that look exactly the same. Even in town, people are basically the exact same people, including there are multiple people with like the exact same color palettes. So there are a couple of examples where they will, you know, have three guys that are obviously all the same character, which can happen in an MMO, absolutely. But on the other hand, like, their hair colors are the same. They just have the three characters are exactly the same, except they have three different hairstyles. Hair colors all the same. It's just that they have three different hairstyles. But there are people in town that will literally be the exact same thing. I'm not talking about color palette swap. I'm talking about they are literally the same character. Oh, that's when I should have blocked. There is a blocking mechanic. It does work. I'll actually utilize it in the boss battle. And it does have some usefulness. So overall, Lost Song, this has been kind of a difficult video because I love the anime. I love Sword Art Online. I like the story. I'm not going to go and say it's the most original anime story that's ever been invented, because it is definitely not that. But there's a lot to love about Sword Art Online. And So Hollow Fragment was much about the Sword Art Online universe before they escape. You know, before they actually leave the world. And that was kind of a weird thing, but in Lost Song, they actually just completely retcon the story. So when the only reason why Kirito goes to ALO Alfheim Online, why he goes to there is because Asuna is trapped by the owners of the company, by the owner of the company, or the division leader, the department leader. He has trapped her there because he thinks he owns her. And in this, she's not trapped. They just happen upon it as something fun to do. So yeah, so they completely retconned the entire story and changed it for this video game. I don't really know why. They just did. I mean, whatever. The story is kind of throwaway, and it's been retconned, so that just makes it worse to me. So I'm just not loving that part. I do use some of my magic here to weaken him a couple of times. You'll notice I do use that to weaken him, which is... Oh, here we go. Bam! Now you'll notice there, oh, he got me the second hit. I dropped my guard. But, so the guard gauge is completely full, and then after you guard, you get so much guarding, and then you have to attack to kind of ways or refill it up. That's not really what I mean, but as you can see, I'm doing some serious damage of 7 and 8 before I actually get into some place where I can actually do more than 7 or 8 damage. 4 damage. Terrible. Some of the camera work is a little shoddy. I don't really understand why in this large environment I cannot fly, but it will not allow me to fly. I did weaken it, so I don't really understand why I'm still only doing 4 or 5 damage. I should have been hit by the fire. I have no idea why I'm not hit by the fire. Whatever, it's fine. There's some, as you can tell, there's some really good camera looks. I love that the boss bars are just like they are in the show, where it's multiple bars above their heads. Yeah, I personally enjoy that. That's huge for me. But, so, the problem with Lost Song is a lot of it is sort of throwaway. It's not particularly a great RPG. Yes, there are collectibles, just like you would expect to get. You know, you can upgrade weapons. I will admit that they have shrunk down the number of characters that you can use, which is good, because Hollow Fragment, you could have, like, relationships with, like, 100 different people in the world, which, wow, that was way too much. Way, way, way too much. And they've gotten it down to a more manageable number here, which I like. And the problem is the story's okay. The combat's okay. The flying is good. So there have been very few games that have, to me, had personal flying and combat together that have worked quite as well as it does in Lost Song. So there is that. But unfortunately, even with the flying, the combat is still kind of meh. It's not particularly... There's really nothing great about it. So there's that, and the story is just okay. So really, when it comes down to it, if you are... if you are into Sword Art Online and JRPGs, this may be something you wish to pick up. If you're, if you're looking for something to use, to play on your PlayStation 4, this may be an option for you. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go with a pass on this one for most people. It's... I think that the people who have put this together, I think they need to go back to the drawing board as far as what they actually want to have the game accomplish. And that's about it. So, I do wish you... It's not that I haven't had fun with the game, but I definitely need to be honest with you guys and let you know, and that's what we're here for. Alright, that's going to wrap it up for me. Hope you're enjoying the videos. Make sure you give us a like down below. That is, that's one way to help us. And, tell your friends about us. Bring more people to CoinOpTV. And that's going to be it. Alright, we're out. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you next time.